Hi, everybody. Today I wanted to talk about how important it is as a parent to discuss with your child the right way to interact with law enforcement once they start driving. The reality is once they start driving, their chances of interacting with law enforcement, increase dramatically. Before they're just walking around on the street, now they're driving a vehicle that could be stopped for any number of reasons. So it's important to discuss it with them. And yes, they learn in driver's ed a little bit, but listen, we've all been there, right? You're driving your car, the siren goes on, the red and blues are flashing. You're like, is that for me? Is that for me? And your heart goes into your feet. You start sweating a little bit, and it's a stressful situation, right? So imagine your 17-year-old child who just finished their learner's permit and have their license, and they're going out for the first time. They need to know in case something happens how they should deal with the police, because the last thing you want is your child, pulling over, getting out of the car and going to talk to the officer and explain to him why, he shouldn't be in trouble. That's not gonna go over well. So, what I discussed with my kids when they started driving is I said, listen, the most important thing what you have to get in your head is you want to be safe and you want the police officer to be safe. And if you make him or her feel safe, then hopefully everything will go smoothly. But if you don't, you have more of a chance of it being a difficult interaction. So I told my kids, pull over safely, stop the car. If it's at night, put the interior light on so the officer can see. Wait there for the officer to approach the car. Don't get out of the car. Don't start moving around. Don't reach for your glove compartment. That's how people get hurt. That's what officers become alert, and they become concerned about their own safety. So those are the kinds of things you don't want to do. You ask the officer, if you tell the officer where your information is, you get it from your glove compartment or your middle console or wherever, and you give it to them. They'll go back to their car. They will or they won't write you a ticket. You get it, and you take it, you don't argue, and you drive off. You signal, you make sure, traffic, you're not going to do anything to get stopped again, and you drive off. You can't talk the officer out of it. It's a stressful situation, but you have to be cool about it. Okay. And by talking to your kids about this and letting them know how to act, you're making sure that they're safe, and you're making sure that the law enforcement that's dealing with them is safe also.